Now we can install the standoffs. It's not ultra critical, but approximately these locations, here and here. And it's the exact same process for the rudder. Before I install these standoffs, it's actually a little bit better to have the standoff above the foam, so that you have to push the standoff down to the foam rather than the standoff pushing the push rod up. Because as the servo rotates, what's going to happen, the carbon's going to come down closer to the fuselage. So it's only going to be trying to pull the standoff off the foam when it's at center. So in other words, you have less binding if you have to push the standoff down to the foam while it's drying. Ensure nice smooth movement. Very good. Next step will be installing the aileron servo. The aileron servo goes on the top wing, and it goes from this tab rearward, from the front tab rearward. So we'll start cutting right here. It's right in the middle of that T, basically. And we'll do it by placing the servo right there, looking straight down on it, getting it nice and square, and then tracing around the servo with the pencil. And go ahead and cut that area out. I like to cut just a little bit inside these lines so that servo fits real tight in there. You'll need to measure the distance from the mounting tab of the servo to the bottom of the servo. This one's just under 5/8. You're going to have to cut that distance underneath on the center cabane and remove that area for the servo to fit down inside. If I cut the hole out a little too small, that's actually good. We can trim it to size. I'll have to cut a little bit deeper. And drop your push rod wire through. And press the servo in. And it'll be like so. Go ahead and lift the servo back up. Place a drop of CA underneath each mounting tab. Push the servo back down. Possibly put a drop on each side of the servo. And then spray it. Next step will be mounting the aileron control horns. You take your 2 pieces of 1-inch heat shrink tubing and cut them in half. So we have 4 1/2-inch pieces. And just like we did with the elevator and the rudder push rods, we'll attach the Z-bend wire to the 030 by 2-inch. We need to measure out from this part of the V on the aileron, this cutout here. We're going to measure 3/4. Let's measure 1 inch out from the, and that's where we're going to place the control horn. We can measure 1 inch. Notice how the horns have a slight bit of an angle toward the servo. And we want these push rods to actually travel outwards in a slight V. And that's what's going to help give us some differential throw. And we have a 1 inch spacing between the 2 push rods at the servo. And it gives us approximately 2.5 inches between the 2 control horns.